For most of my life, I struggled with fluctuating diarrhea and constipation, embarrassing gas, and anytime I ate, I felt like I was 9 months pregnant. At first, I thought it was all normal. No one was talking about their poops at the dinner table. And listen, forget the laxatives and antidiarrheals, I tried those, and I still found myself glued to the toilet, either waiting to go or waiting to stop going. And little did I know, I had IBS. The doc dismissed my symptoms as if they were all in my head. He told me I should just try the low FODMAP diet. So I did. I went home, started Googling, and found a long list of foods to eat and foods to avoid. All right, let's see what foods I have to avoid here. Apples, asparagus, onions, garlic, chicken. Aren't these all healthy foods? Okay, let's see what I get to eat. Foods to eat. Hard cheese? Isn't that inflammatory? Desperate for relief, I started following these super restrictive diets only to find out later that they were making my gut worse. And it's why I've decided to put this video together for you so that you know all about why the low FODMAP diet is the worst diet to follow if you have IBS. So if you are sick and tired of eating bland, boring foods, and then let's be honest, binging because it ain't working anyways, then let's get going. I'm Alyssa Lebrecq, nutritionist, gut expert, and as my community likes to call me, the Poop Queen. And if you are looking to beat IBS naturally, it's important that you understand that a food reaction is just a symptom, and it's important that we get to the causative factors behind it. Now I know what you're thinking. Well, I eat the food and I react. It must be the food, right? Wrong. We owe it to you to go so much deeper, and it's time that you start asking, why is it that my body's reacting to all these foods? For example, an underactive stomach is part of the problem. In fact, if your digestive system is weak, when you do go to eat, those foods don't end up getting broken down, and instead, they rot and ferment in the gut. Not the good kind of fermentation. And with all of that fermenting food creates a gas buildup, and as a result, you'll experience gas, bloating, and even acid reflux. Did you know that most people are actually low in stomach acid, which is used to break down and absorb your nutrients? Eliminating foods isn't going to fix your gut. What happens when you run out of foods to eat? You need to start supporting that underactive stomach, and you can do so by focusing on chewing your foods 20 to 30 times per bite. Your stomach's not meant to break down whole foods. And also, make sure you're avoiding drinking with your meals. If you're drinking while eating, you are putting out that digestive fire, diluting your digestive enzymes, and in turn, hindering the breakdown of those foods. And one of the ways that I love to help support a sluggish gut is to kick that body into gear and stimulate enzyme production. You can do this with apple cider vinegar. Simply start with a 1/4 cup of water, add in 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, and swig it back before a meal. But the other thing you need to know is that the low FODMAP diet allows sugar and other refined starches that promote inflammation, feed bad bacteria, yeast, and even parasites. And did you know that most people already have an imbalance in their good and bad bacteria? In fact, studies have shown that up to 60% of those suffering with IBS have small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, also known as SIBO. Foods such as dairy, gluten, sugar, and alcohol are not going to help you, my friend. In fact, they're going to make your gut worse. And other foods that you're told to avoid on the low FODMAP diet, like cabbage, fermented foods, mushrooms, artichokes, asparagus, these are all great sources of fiber that feed your good bacteria. Do you see where the problem is here? Not only is the low FODMAP diet promoting inflammatory foods, starving your good bacteria, and making you miserable, it is way missing the mark on addressing the root underlying imbalances that are causing your symptoms. Remember, it's not the food, it's your gut. And with these root deficiencies, depletions, and damage remaining, your gut will get worse. Oh, and even if you do feel better while on a low FODMAP diet, what happens when you come off of it? Spoiler alert, the symptoms come back. Now, before you run out and try to guess your way through the supplement store, be sure you're working with a qualified practitioner who can get you on a personalized supplement protocol that fills in the missing steps that have been keeping you glued to the toilet. In our Love and Trust Your Guts program, each client is given a customized, complete gut repair system because one size doesn't fit all. If it did, we'd all be following the low FODMAP diet, be healed, and I would be retired. But you are so much more unique and special than that. All right, my friends, that's it for now. If you liked this video, make sure to hit that like button, tag a friend, or give it a big old share.